Today I will be covering the basics of the function and will cover the one question which is pretty much related with the function. So let's start today's session. So in the Swift we start function with the keyword func, and right now I'm going to make one function with which doesn't take anything and doesn't return anything. So no input parameters and the no return value from the function. So let's say hello, which takes nothing and doesn't return anything, and I'm going to print the message. Okay, now let's call this function. So this is the function with no input parameters and no return value from the function, and this is the syntax to call that function in the Swift. Now let's modify this function with one parameter. So the parameter can be let's send a message of type string and print that message. Okay, so okay, so I forgot the parameter name. Okay, so this is the function which takes the input and doesn't return anything. Now let's modify this function with a return value. Suppose this function will return some message, processed message of type string. Then it should return let's say, and okay, let me print result. I think everything is fine. Okay, so let me omit this one. Okay, so now the function structure is complete. So in this function we have the one input parameter and one output parameter of type string. So it takes the string and returns the processed string value. So this symbols differentiate the output return type values and the rest of the structure of the function. We can pass more than one parameter also. Let's try that. Let's make another function. Func sum a of type int and b of type int, and it will return the sum. Then obviously it will be sum, so return a plus b. Sorry, it is not required. Now let sum equal to sum 10 15. Now let's print this value. Sum now sorry, I should declare the another variable. Result 1, and let's print this one. Okay, so we got the result. Now Now let's modify a bit more. Suppose in this function, if let me comment this one. Suppose I have a one function and say hello, and I'm going to call this function. It would be let result say hello, and okay. So this is the same as the previous, but what if I put here this syntax? In this case, I can omit this one. So if you want to omit the variable inside the function in the calling statement, then this is the way. Just put underscore just before the variable of that parameter, and you can call without that variable name from the calling statement. So this works. Now suppose I want to pass more than one parameters inside the function of the same type, then how could I pass? So let's work on that. So suppose I want to send the number of integers and want to add that result. Then in that case we need to define the function func sum, which is supposed let numbers, which is supposed to take any number of integer parameters. Then int this one. Now we can for value in numbers and add sum equal to 0, sum equal to sum plus value, and let me return it. So let me define return type int return sum. Now let result equal to sum. Now here I can pass as many number of integers separated with comma. So something like this. Okay. So let me print this result. So you can see the sum of all the numbers. So if you want to pass the dynamic number of variables of the same type, then this is the way to achieve that in the Swift. You can do like this. Now next thing is suppose if I want to modify any variable inside a function, and I want that variable should be reflected outside the function, then how could we do that? So in this point, there is the one concept that is the in out keyword that comes in the picture. So let's jump on the example first, then we will understand how it works. So I'm going to write one function, and later on I will explain that one. So the func double in place, and I'm passing number in out. I will explain later. Let me complete my coding first. Sorry, int, and it will not return anything. It will just manipulate the input data. So the whatever we got the value in the number variable, we will double it. So number 2. Okay, let me call this one. where num equal to 12 and double in place number 12 see, and print number. Okay, now let's see how it works. Sorry. Okay, so we can see the 24 as a output. So what is happening here? Let's try to understand. We have passed 12 as a argument inside the double in place function, and that variable is marked as the in out type of variable. Means we can change that variable, otherwise we could not change. If I didn't put here anything, then it will show me the error. See, the late side of mutating operator is not mutatable. Number is a late constant. So the technically whatever the parameters defined inside the function definition is termed as the late, until and unless we will define it as a in out keyword. So the late means we cannot change that variable. Of course, we can copy that variable value and manipulate that and store in the another variable and return that. That's fine. But if you want to modify the number variable like we are doing on line number 37, it will not work because it is considered as a late type variable. So to avoid this, so I put in out here. Now we can manipulate this variable. So I have just doubled this number. So now see, again let's run it. So you will see 24. So in line number 41 there is ampersand. This is the way to pass the value in the in out type variable, and we pass the 12 here, and 12 is doubled, and that is stored in the num variable. So when I print here in the line number 42, we see the doubled variable. So this is all about the in out concept in the function. So the technically we can whatever we update in the function inside the function, that can be reflected outside the function. In some use cases it is very much important. So let's see one example. I have already written code here. You will see the concept of in out here. So the question is, let's try to understand the question first. Question is, we have the set of the arrays. We have an array of type integer values, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and someone asks you to reverse this array with the help of recursive function. So there may be a lot of approaches, but I have considered here, I have completed to solve this problem with the concept of in out. So I made one function recursive which takes a array, and I have marked this array as an in out. Means updated variable will be reflected outside this function. So we have the array input and left marker and right marker at the beginning. When I call this function, uh, I will pass the complete array from here, and I think this is not required. This is the array I am passing, and the left marker will be on the left side of this array, and the right marker will be on the index of this array. So left marker will increased by 1 and right marker will be decreased by 1, and the terminating condition will be left marker should should not be greater than right marker. So the first of all, in the first execution, 0 and last index will be swapped. In the next recursive function, 3 and 7 will be swapped. In the next, 5 and 5 will be swapped. In the next, 4 and 9 will be swapped, and the last recursive statement will swap 7 and 5, and all the swapped value will be retained in the parent recursive function, recursive call, sorry. So let me try this. You can try yourself and try to understand the logics of how it is working. Otherwise, I will come within the future videos. I will explain the more detail how it is working. So see, you can see 3759. This is the reversed string of the input what we have passed. So let's recap for the today. Today we learn about the function in the Swift, how it works, and the way there is the different types of approaches, like the how we can pass the input parameters and how the return value can be retrieved from the function. Similarly, if we want to send the multiple number of parameters of the same types, then we can how we can achieve in the Swift. Uh, we learned that one, and the last one is the concept of the in out in the function. So that's it for today's video. Thank you.